Hi there, I'm Char, your friendly online tarot reader. Welcome back to my channel for this week's tarot reading, all signs. I'm going to be doing a 3-card spread for each of the zodiac signs by elemental category. All right, due to YouTube limiting and restricting notifications, this is going to be a big video, so I will put the timestamps down below, and then that way everybody gets notified that your reading is up. All right, so I am going to start with Earth Elementals. I have Taurus coming up first. And so what my goal is here is to just pick a pile that I feel called to pick. And then we will just do our 3-card reading where we will look at blockage, action, and outcome. A little heads up for the time frame right now. And remember that this is for entertainment purposes and nothing is set in stone. You have the hand in your future, and this is just a little heads up. A little heads up about it. All right, Taurus. Today, Taurus and Earth. We are using the Steampunk Tarot. All right. What do Taurus need to know? Blockage, action, outcome. For Taurus. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's talk about making decisions and finding our worth. So what we have here for you today, Taurus, I've got the 3 of Wands, I've got the Page of Swords, and I have the 6 of Pentacles in here. So right now there's a little blockage going on about what decision to make. What are we going to do? Do I wait for somebody to say it's okay to make these choices? Have I done enough research? 3 of Wands is like, you can do so much research, but then there comes a time when there needs to take action. And I think right now with this blockage position right here is that action is not being taken because, oh, I can do one, I can learn one more, I can make it perfect, I can do it better. But the purpose right here, the action that's needed, we can find in the Page of Swords. So there are messengers, and swords, they talk about challenges. Like sometimes it's about ways we think, our habits, or how we talk to ourselves. So with the Page of Swords in this position, what we're looking for is a new sense of hope and a new sense of being where you commit to yourself. And you say, self, today we're going to have a good day. You give yourself a high five in the mirror. You say you can do it. You implement habits. Little things that become habits that lead to making better choices when we come to deciding how we feel. All right, and it's about making those choices. There's a sword in here, and it's cutting those ties about waiting for other people's opinions on whether you should do it or not. And I know a lot of us are afraid to make these decisions because we don't want to make the wrong one, but that's where we learn from experience. That's where we get these moments in that breath, that and right there, it's in that pause in the breath where we take that action, where we can have hope with ourselves, where we commit to make these choices, okay? So the outcome of making these little differences every day and making the choices to do so is finding some worth and balance that comes through when you start implementing good habits into a daily routine. So we have the 6 of Pentacles here. So the outcome is really, being able to receive as well as give. And a part of that also could be in changing the way of thought of give and take, like it could be give and receive. And for me personally, when I changed that dialogue, I became so much open to receiving, because when I receive something, it's not taking from somebody else, right? And I found that to be a big blockage, because I don't want to take from somebody and have them do without. I want to receive, and I want you to receive, and I want you to receive, and I want you to receive. But it's just changing that script a little bit, Taurus. All right, so go ahead and make those decisions. And the great thing about making a decision is that if it's not the right one, you can always decide to change again. All right, thank you, Taurus. There is your reading. Thank you, Tarot. Virgo, we got Egypt. Okay, Virgo. Here we go. Here is your 3-card reading with the Egyptian Tarot today. What do we need to know for Virgo? That just blew the cards off. What do we need to know for Virgo? Here we go. So we are looking at blockage, action, and outcome, please. All right. So what we have here in our blockage, action, outcome piles, we have the King of Pentacles in our blockage, a little bit in the reverse position as well. We have the Hermit shining some light onto there. So we're going to discuss that. We have the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse position. So what we're looking at right now is maybe not the best time coming in. We have the King of Pentacles in the reverse position. He's a guardian. He's on his head. So where is it that we're feeling blocked about going forward? And from the pentacles that are showing in here, the discs, money coming in. So with the King of Pentacles, what we're looking at is how do I get there? How do we become more in control of that? How do I become the guardian of things? How can I become more knowledgeable about it? All right, so the action coming into this, where this blockage is, it could be the relationship with money. It could be how you speak about it, how you think about it, things you've heard about it, trying to shift out of a scarcity mindset into a abundance mindset, making those shifts and understanding, moving those blockages through the body as well. The Hermit shines his light here on the King of Pentacles. So paying special attention to things, and really once you start implementing things, start believing them. Have that faith in your heart of hearts to start believing them. And that's going to give that movement, and it's going to be a pretty big movement, you know. Sometimes in our cycles, there's all the way around for the ups and the downs. But when the Hermit is shining his light here, what we're looking at is paying special attention to this blockage and really understanding that we need to encompass and fully wholeheartedly encapsulate where the King of Pentacles is coming here. So, and by doing that, and by lighting the light into this blockages, into that darkness, by shaking the foundation of that thought or belief system, we're coming to a new belief system. And finding mentors and people who know what they're doing, finding systems that work, are also very important here, so that it doesn't get caught up into a spiral coming in. But what happens is we find those foundations to go forward. All right, and it's not necessarily anything new that is coming in this direction. It's about relearning or unlearning some situations that need that light shining on them. Excuse me. So I really want to say here, the King of Discs wants a commitment for that learning and for that growth to go forward. And with that commitment and shining the light on even the tough stuff that needs to kind of be dealt with, it's going to lead into that foundation where the beginnings are coming through. All right. Thank you, Virgo. Here we go. Thank you, Tarot. Up next in our Earth, we have Capricorn. Capricorn, today I am using the Everyday Tarot deck. All right, here we are, our last Earth element. We've got Capricorn coming in. Whoop. There we go. 1, 2 and 3. All right. So here we have in our blockage, our action, and our outcome. Our blockage right now is taking time to review. There's the 7 of Pentacles that's come in. So taking time to review what's working and what isn't working right now. And being honest about it. You know, there's a lot of honesty that comes in with this as well. Because this farmer's ready, getting ready for the harvest, getting ready to pluck that beautiful fruit off. But if it's not prepared, or if it's not ripe, then the plucking of the fruit is going to not be very good. So the blockage here is having an honest review of what is working and doing more of that, and what is not working and not doing more of that. We do have the 9 of Swords here in the reverse position. So our action required here with the 9 of Swords, Capricorn, is relieving the mind of all the troubles. There's a lot of worry on this person's mind, and so let's have a look and make a list of everything that is bothering you. When this 9 of Swords comes up, I always say make the list. And it could be things so trivial. And by doing that action, that opens up the vibration. That opens up solutions. That opens up the King of Swords here. And he's a guardian. This is the results of those actions, right? He's the guardian. So while he can be a little bit blunt, what we're looking at is good communication. He's not afraid to go forward. And sometimes in this 9, this action that's needed here is that list that comes into play. And we are able to wholeheartedly have a release of what we do not need to set energy to anymore. Of actions we don't need to do anymore because those goals have been achieved. Things that we do need to tend to. You know, and there's an opportunity, instead of milling it over in our minds, to have a visual look at what is going on with the 9 of Swords, and to be able to assess, okay, priorities, what needs done first, what's most important, what can I do that's within my control, what do I need to ask for help with. And, you know, that outcome of it is some more clarity. And he also talks about communication and cutting through things here with the King. So being able to go forward, doing more of what works, and having an honest assessment of the way that this is unfolding. And just letting things go by that are no longer useful to the situation. All right, Capricorn, that is our 3-card reading here for you today. Thank you, cards. Thank you, cards. All right, so our starseed oracle card for each of our signs here in our earth elementals. Let's see what we have. I'm going to go this way because that one's for Taurus. This one's for Virgo. And that one's for Capricorn. Thank you. All right, Taurus. Your starseed oracle says, baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. So again, back to those decisions that we're making, all right? Action. Virgo, here we go. Virgo, all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, and turn your gaze within. So as we're looking at the, what have we got? Inner light, let light lead. As we're looking within and letting light lead, we've got to just sometimes surrender and trust the intuition and trust that that is there for you. And Capricorn, today, your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, and creative accountability. All right, there is your card. And it's creative accountability. Time for review. That 7 of Pentacles coming in. All right, Earth Elementals, there is your reading today. Let's get on to air. Thank you, guys. Let's get started with air. We're going to start with Aquarius. And we are using the Mini Art Tarot. So here we are. What do we need today to know for Aquarius? Starting our air signs. Thank you. Allowing us to give clear and needed messages. All right, our 3-card reading is for a blockage, action, outcome. Here we go for Aquarius. All right, so here we are, Aquarius. I've got, in our blockage position, I have the Ace of Cups in reverse. I have the Devil in reverse in our action, and I have the Magician in reverse in our outcome. Now, have no fear. It just means that these cards have a special... Let's pay attention to this. So if we're stuck in a position of feeling like our cups have dumped out, like feeling empty, feeling hollow, with this Ace of Cups, sometimes that is necessary so that we can empty out that stagnant water, give that cup a little wash out, and get ready to fill it with what is coming, what comes next, with that next good bit of nutrients, nourishment for your soul. Sometimes in this transition, Aquarius, sometimes in this transition, we have the Devil card that comes in. And when the Devil card comes in, what we're looking at is just that temptation. What are we chained to? What is our temptation here? And he's sticking his tongue out and he's pointing right at this card. So our action that's required right now, Aquarius, here with this Devil card in the middle, is really having a look and understanding, yes, we can empty those cups out. And yes, it's time to flip them over and give them a little shine and refill them with beautiful spring water. So the Devil, he wants you to stay there, but the action is to move forward from there, to flow and to go. To flow and to go. So, sorry, itchy nose. This Devil, though, he comes in and really, he'll make you question things as well. So this is a time of personal confidence, of that putting your foot down, stomping it down, of just, that is it. And especially if we're looking at things like addictions or overindulgences, he's right there to be like, go for it. But, you got to remember that angel's on the other shoulder saying, you can do it, right? So our action today is to not listen to that Devil, is to create the personal tools that you have to give it the big old middle finger and be like, not today. To understand that those temptations, again, can be looked at as challenges. Do I need to change the way I think about this? Why is this triggering me? Maybe I need to have a look at that. The outcome here is the Magician in the reverse. And I think in this case, it's in the reverse position because it's not fast like a rabbit. The outcome is not fast like this rabbit, okay? And I think that's why that Magician is in the reverse position here. That rabbit upside down. It's a slow process. You're going to have like these cha-cha moments. It's a slow process. It's a beautiful dance going forward. And allowing that flow like the ocean, right? Flow like the ocean. And having it and understand that this is not an overnight process. This is something that takes time. This is something that takes some time. All right. So there is movement. There are things happening. New things are happening. Let go, let flow, and then just allow things to happen on the time it needs to. All right, that Devil card, he's really making me think fast here. A lot of things that he can be trying to refill that cup up with, but you really don't want it. All right, the work you're doing is good. The progress is great. Allow it to be on its pace. Okay, thank you, Aquarius. What did I pick? I picked Egyptian Libra here for today. Our Libra signs in our air group. I've got the Egyptian Tarot here. Thank you very much. Allowing, I don't want those to fly away again. Allowing a wonderful reading, honest insight, and guidance for what we need to know. Awesome, Libra. Here we go. What do we need to know, please? All right. We're settled. We're good. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so in our blockage position today, we have the Star card in reversed. In our action position, Libra, we have our 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Discs. And in our outcome, oh, I squeaked a little bit there. We've got our King of Swords. What a beautiful, beautiful layout. Because you're going to say this is so obvious when you say it out loud. We've got a little blockage in our hopes and dreams and desires. And I think a time of talking and talking needs the time of acting and acting right now. So where the blockage is like, where is this happening? I want it to happen. This isn't going to happen to me. But that's not really the case here. What's being called of you here with the Star is to keep those dreams big, to keep them going, and to really encompass what you want. Find inspiration in that. Where is the inspiration in those dreams and goals? And are they suiting your highest good anymore? Are you chasing dreams from the past that you had when you were a child, or somebody else's dreams that you're just like, that's not really as fulfilling for me as you think it is? So now is a time for, oh, that gave me tingles. Now is the time for a review of that. Where is your inspiration? Where do you, maybe a little revamp needs to happen going on here? Our action card, our 2 of Discs. And, you know, generally in the 2 of Pentacles, we're looking at finding some calmness in chaotic situations. And as we're making adjustments to have these dreams and goals come true and making steps towards them, making steps to have that vision come in, we do need to find some new balance. We do need to take some actions. And if you're wanting to achieve things you've never had, you have to do things you've never done. And so that's ooh, right? So preparing to do those things, finding systems that work, all right? We've got the King of Swords in here, and he's charging towards this whole situation, Libra. And what he's looking at is just cutting through and finding solutions. It may be seeming a little bit like he's blunt. He is blunt. But he's our guardian here, and really for what's going in the highest good. And sometimes you just got to do it. And it's that confidence of the king, that guardianship, that guide, right? Finding systems that work. Finding systems that work. So what we're looking for the outcome here is finding the systems that work, making sure that we move forward with it. That's what I get from here. Don't be afraid to step out of the comfort zone, Libra. Yeah, there's systems that will work. It will cause a little bit of chaos, but you will find that divine guidance through that. All right, thank you, Tarot. Here we are, systems that work. Thank you, thank you. And next up, we have our Geminis. Gemini, I'm picking Everyday Tarot for you. A little shuffle up here, Gemini. Yes, I've got my sheets up here, keeping it all organized for us. Gemini, what do we need to know right now for our 3-card reading, please? We have the Queen of Cups as our blockage. We've got, oh, nice. We've got the 4 of Pentacles reversed as the action, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles going forward. All right, Gemini, the Queen of Cups in the reverse position. She wants us to have a look at where is our confidence? Where are we allowing ourselves to grow through being a little bit more vulnerable? Now, the blockage is I hate feeling vulnerable because I feel weak. All right, but that is not the case. Being vulnerable allows for a fuller spectrum in the emotions, and there can be delight in that vulnerability. There could be excitement in that vulnerability, and it's also a time to allow that in. Just be vulnerability does not mean weakness. All right, not having all the answers, letting some guards down, being able to go ahead and give it a try. And allow that kind of vulnerability to come through there. She is holding a rainbow in her cup, and it's just beautiful. Like, just, she's so invested in her growth. The vulnerability has... So, keeping that in mind, Gemini, that vulnerability does not equate weakness. So what it is going to do, we have our action here, and this action card is the Four of Pentacles. I got the tingles. It's going to be like a big click in that gear of cycles for you. The Queen of Cups, just that vulnerability, and I know, because once that gear clicks a little bit and it opens the dam waters a little bit more, it does open that flow of abundance. It allows that vibration to connect better with the universe. All right. And in that vibration, there is strength. In that vibration, there is courage. In that vibration, there is confidence. In that vibration, there is knowledge. All right. You don't want to miss out on that knowledge. So coming in with this Four of Pentacles in the reverse position, you're going to feel that shift. It's going to almost feel like, boo, and you've shifted. All right. That's the goals that we're working towards. There is more flow in the emotions. There's more being in that fullness of it. And letting the guards down a little bit. It can be a lot of fun. Outcome here is Knight of Pentacles. Our knights are helpers. And he is the slow and steady wins the race guy. He's not looking for a speedy forward. He's not looking for the end goal right there. He knows that he's got to carefully carry that pentacle along. You know, and what we're looking at with the knight here is things will last. All right, and have the patience, because this is a slow and steady opening. You don't have to open the floodwaters and be like, I'm so vulnerable. We can do this on a slow and steady pace. Allowing that Four of Pentacles to do its job. That is the action here. The Four of Pentacles, opening up for that flow, allowing for that flow to happen. And the Knight is just going to pick that right up for you and help it along. So don't worry about floodgates opening. It's a slow and steady thing. At your pace, but allow it to happen. All right. Thank you, Tarot. Here we are. Let's get our oracle cards and get our oracle ready. Thank you. Thank you. Here we have the Starseed Oracle. And so I asked the Starseed Oracle for guidance for each of our air signs here. A little bit more insight, if you may. For a Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, please. All right, so that's how that one came out. Yes. So Aquarius here, we had the mini art tarot, and we have We the Hathors, Deep Love, Mother's Milk, and Birth as a Portal. All right, for your starseed. So watch your temptations. Watch really where foundations are and where foundations are coming. All right, Libra, we are on to Earth. Learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. And in our reading, we talked about finding systems that work. So the starseed message is learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Experience. Ooh. All right, and Gemini here, what we have for you is water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. At your pace, allow it to happen. And it's not a fast pace. That slow and steady wins the race, because you have to remember to rest as well, and that comes with owning the vulnerability. All right, air signs, thank you for letting me read for you. Thank you, cards. All right, let's get started with our water babies. We've got Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio coming up. Here we go. We've got the piles right beside us. For Scorpio, I am choosing the Steampunk Tarot today. Thank you, Tarot. Thank you for your guidance. We are doing blockage, action, outcome, 3-card readings today. And what do we need to know for Scorpio? All right, here we go. All right, so in our blockage position, we have the 2 of Swords. In our action position, we have the 4 of Swords reversed. And in our outcome position, we have the Moon card reversed. So what we're looking at here with the 2 of Swords, with the blockage, you can see right there, it's so obvious. Make that decision. All right, it must be hard balancing this, that, and the other. But if we take off our blindfold and have a look around, cut through it, we can make that decision. There's no need to be defensive or anything about it, but that blockage is the decision. So whether you need to do a little research or whether you need to be honest and have an honest look about the decision that needs to be made. Okay. Our action card here is 4 of Swords in the reverse position. So what this is telling me right now is it is not a time to curl up and rest. It is not a time of laying there and waiting. It is a time for action. All right. That decision needs to be made, and it's the action part, the doing it, that is going to get things turning, that is going to get that blockage working in your favor again. All right, you are good. You're a good decision maker, but sometimes it goes a little too on the investigative part of things, or if you need a deadline to get it done, create one and get it done. This 4 of Swords in the action position is such a card of action. That's why I giggled about it. And if you're really wanting to change the situation here with the 2 of Swords, you are going to take that action about it, but make sure it is aligned action. Don't just flail about it and look busy and think you're doing things, all right? This next cycle here, we have the Moon card in reverse. So the outcome is we may discover habits that need to be released. We may have really tough decisions that need to be made, but making those tough decisions with an open mind and an open heart, and educate yourself about it. Don't go in blind and say, well, I didn't know. You know, that's not an option right now. So the outcome of this is there's going to be some light brought to a situation, and it's going to be one that you are very well equipped to be dealing with and tending to, okay? And so also with the moon, we've got cycles coming into play. Cycles. If you're trying to enforce new cycles upon yourself, make that decision. And it's got to be that committed decision too, right? It's not that A or B, do a poll on Twitter. It's that wholehearted committed decision, and decision to do the work with it. You all know the work works, so let's do the work. For Cancer, we have picked the Art deck. I like this deck. It's the Mini Art Tarot. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your guidance. What do we need to know here? All right. We'll continue going for... Thank you. Ah, that's a big one, Cancer. All right, Cancer, here we go. It could be a bumpy road right now. Our blockage is not that feeling of abundance. We don't have that feeling of abundance. In our action card right now, we've got Temperance. And in our outcome card, we have Hanged Man in the reverse position. So let me just grab a sip here. So our blockage is not feeling very abundant, feeling, I want to say even overly emotionally attached to certain things. But it's that feeling of loss or the loss of hope when I pick up this card right now. And so when we're feeling not abundant, there are actions that need to be taken and decisions that need to be made. So having this in the blockage position, what is it that you're not feeling abundant about? What is it that you're worried about? How can you be more honest with yourself and gentle with yourself in the process as well? Tens are like the end of that cycle coming in. And so what I'm looking at here with that Ten of Pentacles is there's a shift that needs to be made in reference to how something is thought about. And clearly we have the Hangman here on the end of it. We have the Temperance card here. So when I see Temperance coming in, we're looking at balance. We're looking at finding new ways of doing things. We're looking at 1 foot in the ground and one foot on the ground and 1 foot in the water. And still, there's a moon in that background. We have that cycle going. So doing the work that works. You know the work works. The work works. Finding implementations and systems that work to help you feel better on a daily basis. You know, Mel Robbins has the high five habit where you high five yourself in the mirror every day. Some people do gratitudes every day. I lay in bed and say, today I'm so grateful for my warm sheets because it's comfy, cozy. My cat keeping me on time. For this nice warm cup of coffee that I'm going to have. You know, simples. At the end of the night, I want to have a good sleep. So I've made the choice to do work to have that happen. And so Temperance is about that balance. If you want something to happen, be prepared to do those baby steps in order to make it happen. You know, having a good sleep, taking a deep breath in and out. And I release the stress of the day with this breath. I give myself permission to have a good few hours of sleep. All right, and those are such amazing things to start. But Temperance is about finding the work knowledge-based balance. You know, like you can read a book about self-help, but when you do the actions, that's where the outcome comes. All right, and in that outcome position, we have the Hanged Man reversed. And so finding actions and creating daily habits is a life-changing opportunity. And every day, miracles happen for us, around us, to us, everywhere. Everything around us are miracles. So having the Hanged Man come in the reverse position, in position 3 in this reading here, really makes me smile, because by giving yourself permission to go forward, by giving yourself permission to be happy, by giving yourself permission to forgive yourself, all right, for whatever has the way you've treated yourself in the past. You need to forgive yourself for that and feel that love going forward. And that abundance feeling comes. And then once that habit starts, it really does pay off. And that really is a great big huge Hanged Man moment. All right, Cancer. All right, Pisces. I'm going to pick the Egyptian here. And then we'll do our oracle reading for each of the suits. Or each of the signs, I'm sorry. Pisces, what do we need to know for Pisces, please? Thank you for this opportunity to give nice, clear messages for the highest good. does Pisces need to know? Ooh. All right, and 1 and 2 and 3. There's a lot of similar cards coming out in this reading for everyone. All right, in our blockage position, we have that 4 of Pentacles. In the action position, we have the King of Wands in the reverse. And in the outcome, we have the Ace of Swords. All right, Pisces. So in our blockage position, we're looking at the 4 of Pentacles, the 4 of Discs. And what this generally is a blockage of energy, generally frowny face going on, being materialistic a bit, holding on to desired outcomes if they're not, even if they're not in alignment with what's going on. So what is it that you're holding on to firmly? Is it a grudge? Is it money issues? Yeah, that 4 of Pentacles. Are you stashing things and shouldn't be? You know, like that's kind of like with the 4 of Pentacles. In the Rider-Waite Smith deck, he is seen sitting there and he's got a pentacle on his, my foot's itchy. So it's like, what is moving? What are we not moving? What's going on here with your left foot, like being itchy? Something needs to move. But in that deck, he's got one on his head. He's holding on to one under each foot. One under each foot. Maybe that's why the foot's itchy. And as we're looking at where that blockage is, do you need to put your foot down about budget with yourself or others that share that, share the loot, share the bank account? Sometimes we need to implement a budget so that going forward we can do things with more confidence. We know what the range is that we're working within. So itchy foot, put that foot down when it comes to a budget. Create a conversation about finances is what's being asked here. And it's going to be how you look at your money and how it gets spent. What we need here with the King of Wands in reverse is to stop our action here. And the King of Wands, he's a man of fiery action. Do you see him and that horse like rushing through from those flames? He's in the reverse position. Stop. All right? If things need to change, stop. Just stop. Stop spending for a week. Right? Get your feet underneath you. And get that happening. The action here is to stop. And that foundation needs to be had. We have the Ace of Swords here as the outcome for this Pisces. So as we're flowing, we're water, right? As we're going through this stage, a new truth, a new resource, a new way is going to be revealed with this Ace of Swords. And so really, when you stop this action here, especially when it comes to money, and you need to really firmly, you want to achieve some goals. So let's work those goals into what we have right now, right? Because if you want it, you're going to make it happen. Okay? And that's just really what's being called for here. We have the Ace of Swords on the outcome, and it's shining its light. There's a new thing that's going to be shown, and new resources that are going to come from this. So just stop. And get it figured out. All right, thank you, Tarot. Once that happens, you know, like you're going to see things work in your favor, you guys. I always firmly believe once we make a decision, with our heart of hearts, once we wholeheartedly make that decision, the universe conspires with us to help it happen. But you need to believe it's that wholeheartedly decision. Not, it's that wholehearted decision. All right, so here we are at the end of our water elemental. And I am asking the Starseed Oracle to give Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces additional insight to our tarot that we just received. Thank you. All right. So here we go. Thank you, Oracle. So Scorpio, our theme for the reading was make the decision. We've got the void here. Stop, embrace winter, and the great cosmic womb. What an amazing card for you. Stop, embrace winter, and the cosmic womb. And so again, looking within, and in that blindfolded two of swords decision, looking within the void, and know that you are protected energetically, universally within that cosmic womb. All right, Cancer, here we are. New perspective awaits. So activated earth is your starseed message today. Power places, ley lines, and trust where you're led. New perspective awaits. So you are also going to be drawn with that new insight to new places. And it's going to be fantastic and amazing. So if it feels like something you want to learn more about, then follow that instinct and intuition. All right, Pisces. Getting control of things. Just stop. You're being called. Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. All right, and that's also what your reading was saying, like gaining control of that, creating systems that work. When you're wanting to achieve your goals, you're going to make it happen. All right, step up. And there's that itchy foot again. Step up. All right, water babies. Thank you for letting me read for you. Now we're going to get on to fire. All right, we're back. Let's get on with our fire elemental reading. We've got Sagittarius, we've got Leo, and we've got Aries coming up. Sagittarius, I picked for you the Everyday Tarot. Everyday Tarot, Everyday Tarot. All right, Sagittarius, our fire babies. Here we go. What do we need to know for Sagittarius today, please? In our 3-card reading. Thank you. Ooh, all right. So in our blockage position, we have the 8 of Pentacles in action, 2 of Swords reversed, and in the outcome position, we do have the 6 of Swords. So with the 8 of Pentacles here, what is the blockage? Am I not good enough? Am I not smart enough? Gosh darn it. But what we're looking at here is maybe you can change that level of confidence in your skill by enhancing it. How can you make your skill better? Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. Are you trying to do too many different things and not actually thinking about the outcome of what you started working on in the first place? So if that blockage comes in the form of a doubt in confidence, then just know and take track of how many steps you've taken to this point, and then maybe have a look at what you can do going forward. So there will be a decision that needs to be made in our action point. We have the 2 of Swords. The 2 of Swords has been visiting a lot this reading. But what we're looking at with the 2 of Swords coming in here is making that decision. Taking the blindfold off, having a look at what needs to be done. There is action that needs to be done. And where do you want it to go? What kind of result do you want it to have? So know that you've come this far because you have experience in what you're doing already. And sometimes to get that little bit of confidence to go forward, to make that decision, taking stock of what you do know about your trade, what you are working on and going and, you know, wanting to go forward with. We have the Six of Swords here in the reverse position in the outcome. And what this is telling me is like there is an emotional attachment to this. But having that going forward is going to be like an emotional breakthrough, because I feel like you're getting to places where your confidence is wavering because you've leveled up, or you're on the verge of leveling up. And you know what? There's going to be some really great joy that comes with it. A little bit of baggage is coming with it too. But that's okay. That's okay. It's okay to be nervous about going in and doing things that's never been done before. But as we're leveling up, gaining that knowledge and foundation, and then honestly just taking that breath, and right there in that pause is finding that strength and courage, and then just taking it forward, all right? Six of Swords is a good outcome on the end of this, but really deciding what you want to focus on and then putting the action plan into that, and really staying focused is what is being asked of you today. All right, thank you, Tarot. Stay focused. So now what we're looking for is our Leo reading, and I am going to use the Egyptian Tarot for our Leo reading. The sun has gone down. All right, what do we, oh, this is nice and warm for Leo. What do we need to know for Leo today, please? Our 3-card reading. Blockage, action, outcome. All right, fire signs, I'm seeing a theme here in amongst a generality. So here we are, Leo, and what we have in our blockage position is the High Priestess. What we have in our action position is the Prince of Discs. And what we have in our outcome position is the Six of Swords reversed. Okay? So right now, the blockage is trusting the universe, trusting your instincts, trusting yourself right now. We have the High Priestess here, and it's just trusting your own inner knowledge. You know in your heart of hearts what needs to be done, Leo. You know in your heart of hearts what needs to be done. The universe has your back. You know, by that, it's like these signs are coming to you, these ideas are coming to you, these thoughts and feelings are coming to you, and they're all coincidences or universal signs or omens, and you got to trust them. You got to trust that there are messages for you, all right? You can't have 11 blue items because you want to see a blue item show up or like that in different cases, in different scenarios. There's a shirt, there's a car, there's an envelope, there is a balloon, there's a flower, all right? When you're like, okay, I want a sign, I want to see something blue, and then all that happens, those are messages for you. So trusting that inner knowledge and trusting that the universe has gifts for you is going to be a really big blocker opener up here, right? Opener upper. Man, and there's just messages that are coming that you're like, well, it's not messagey enough. But really, really, you know it is. And so you know that the universe is giving you these messages. We have the Prince of Pentacles here coming out. And you know what? This is stuff for the long term. This is the start of something. This is starting to practice things, being aware, more awareness. And so through these actions of accepting that awareness and accepting that this happens, and, you know, like, if you're asking your angels or guides or God or the universe or the cosmos or energy or whatever it is you're finding that spark of faith in, it's that action that is going to bring you outcomes. All right, and in that action, we're allowed to grow. The outcome here is growth. And again, Similarly, we have the Six of Wands in the reverse position. There's still some emotional baggage going forward, but we need to carry this action and know that it's taking us forward. It's part of that personal, like the emotional journey that comes with it as well. New discoveries, new understandings of our emotions, our interpretation of them, and how we exchange energies within the universe of them. But it's that Six of Swords again. So it's a slow and steady wins the race. All right. And releasing emotional baggage on that journey. Those swords are falling away and out of the way. And sometimes, you know, it's good to leave that behind, because then we can strive for what's going forward. All right. So the universe is giving you messages, Leo. It's not just your imagination. The messages are there. All right. Thank you, Tarot. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Aries. Aries, you're up next. I've picked the Steampunk Tarot deck for you today. I like having all the decks here on this side. Quite handy. Alright, Aries, what do we need to know for you today? Thank you for your guidance, Tarot. And messages for the highest good. Alright, for Aries today, this is what we're doing. Boop, boop, boop. Again, you guys. I say it often in the live streams. There's a lot of us that are here sharing similar vibrations. And so while I'm working in categories right now, there are still things that are very similar for our whole collective here, our whole Soul Fam collective. So we will have similar cards coming out, depending on the decks that we're using. You know, in live streams I get these cards and I switch decks and it's all the same cards. What do I say? What do I say? All right, so in our blockage position here, Aries, we have the Moon card in the reverse. All right. Our action is Four of Swords in reverse, and our outcome is Chariot. So I'm going to be rather blunt here with you and say that there is a cycle that you are aware of that needs to come to an end. You have the tools and you have the means. You just have to really make the decision in this next cycle to allow that to complete and to move forward. All right, there may be some secrets hidden in this cycle, which is causing a hold on, causing an emotional attachment there, you know, like a little sucker going, all right, I'm just going to hold on over here just because I'm really attached to this particular feeling, phrase, thought, habit, or a definition of self. So with this Moon card in reverse right here, Aries, this is a sign that says, let's have a look at those cycles. Let's be honest all the way through. And again, it's a time to be honest with oneself. And cycles need to come to completion. There's also this spiral of life as well. And so it's a very fine line. It's a very fine line. The Four of Swords comes into play. This is the action card. And in the reverse position, in the upright position, that soldier's having a rest. It is a time for a rest. In the reverse position, it is not a time to rest. So again, to be blunt, stop making the excuses because this needs to be done. And I feel like it is going to be a huge breakthrough because it's an emotional thing that is going to be brought to light. And you know what? It might not be that whole big, ooh, you know, like great big old family secret or anything like that. What it could be is just shining that light on something that has been like a clog in the drain. Like just a little blockage in the throat even. And it could just be so profound for within. That you're like, ooh, that energy is moving now. All right, so with this Four of Swords coming in, it is action time. Time to recognize, time to physically, mentally, spiritually look at cycles that you are participating in. And seeing which cycles are allowed to come to completion, or see which cycles get reset again without coming to completion. When that happens, the outcome here is the Chariots. And as we are being pulled forward by the universe, having that preparedness, having that freedom with that energy release coming in, there's so much growth and so much movement that comes from acknowledging this blockage, that it opens up so many great possibilities that are just twinkles in your brain right now. Twinkles in the brain. All right. So there we go, Aries. That is our reading for you today. Thank you, cards. Let's have a look and see our Starseed Oracle inspiration today. Thank you, cards, for allowing me to provide messages of insight and guidance for the highest good. All right. Thank you, Starseed Oracle, for these messages that we are about to receive for Sagittarius, for Leo, and for Aries. And that's the way it's going. Did we have two come there? No, we're good. All right. So we're going to start here with Sagittarius. Our message was stay focused from that reading. What we're looking at is forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. All right. Pave the new path and be the leader you wish you had. Stay focused and you will get there. Leo, this is you, and this has come up again previously. You guys see I shuffle them. I put them back in the deck. The messages are there. So we've got the void. Stop, embrace winter, and the great cosmic womb. All right. So be in that moment and allow the universes to give you those messages. Aries, we've got look in the corners, all right, is the message from your tarot reading. And what we have here is you're not for everyone. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north. Nothing like the Oracle calling us out, hey? And that's okay. You know, if we spend so much time trying to be what everybody wants us to be, we lose track of ourselves. And so with that moon card coming into your reading, having a look within into the corners and embrace your weirdness and face your true north. You know what? You may not be for everyone, but you're here for us. You're one of us. Okay? So thank you, Oracle, for these messages for our fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. I want to thank you all for being here while I'm exploring being able to give you midweek readings. It was a calling from the universe, and I thank you as we adjust in ways that YouTube will let us to provide these messages for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing me to read for you. I will do timestamps down there for each of the elementals and then do my best to get each sign in there. Also, I do want to mention that I do extended pick-a-piles and private live streams in my memberships that are available by clicking that link right there. And we would love to see you on the inside. All right, you guys, I'll see you again live for Card of the Day. And I hope to see you in the Share Stars memberships. Otherwise, click another one of these buttons. Have a look through the playlists. Mwah. Bright blessings.